Hey everybody, I'm American Exile. Today we're going to be talking about the Hyperkin Retron 77. Now this console allows you to play your Atari 2600 games on your HD TV. So I say we do an unboxing and check it out. Let's do it! Okay, so let's do an unboxing. Now one of the cool things about this console is the fact that you can play the original Atari games on your HD TV. That's something that I don't think I've seen before anywhere else. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Okay, so there's the box. Yay for the box. Okay, let's open it up and see what we got. A rusty, trusty knife. Okay, so let's open that up. And right off the bat, you've got the console, which is right here. Ah, come on, you. Oh, I see what they did. Okay. There. So there it is, the Retron 77. And let's take it out of the wrapping here. And there's the front jacks. There's the front buttons. In the back we've got your HDMI out. You've got the fry setting. You've got the 4x3 versus the 16x9. You've got color versus black and white, and you've got the little SD card in the back there as well, and you also have your power supply there. So pretty good. And next, looks like we've got the joystick here. Oh, let's see what they did. Put it there. Okay, so there's the actual joystick. Typical Atari style joystick. The main difference is it has two fire buttons versus the one, and for reference I do have an original one here too. So they look pretty much the same. The only difference is the fact that this has two versus the one on this. So pretty cool. And of course you've got your Retron 77 instruction manual. And we've got, I believe this is the power supply. Let me see here. Is this it? Yeah, I think this is it. Okay, we'll open that up. And we've got a couple things. We've got your power supply plug right here, and you've got the USB cable here to plug in, so that goes with that, and it also comes with an HDMI cable. Over the years I've only had 50 or 60 Atari 2600 games in my collection. I didn't do a lot of collecting back then, mostly because I was a kid and I didn't have any money. But these were the games that I kept, the ones that I thought were important to me. I guess the big one would be Adventure. And when you look at all the other games here on the table are pretty much action games. You know, the Star Wars games, Phoenix, you know, stuff like that, Combat, River Raid, Warlords. But for whatever reason, I latched on to Adventure. And it's strange because I'm not like an RPG player, and I would consider Adventure to be an RPG. And the thing about Adventure for me was I got so good at it that I knew all the labyrinth areas, I knew the area for the bridge, I knew where the hidden developer put his name. The whole thing was cool, and I'd never seen anything like that before. Now games have Easter eggs all over the place. Let's grab a couple of these games and try them out with the Retron 77. Okay, now we're talking. Adventure's the best. First thing we're going to do is grab the key and hop into the castle. We're going to drop the key and grab the sword, and we're out of here. We're going to head over to this section so we can stab a dragon. Stab, drop the sword, grab the key. I'm out of here, brother. Now we gotta head back to another section. Sometimes there's another dragon over here. Here he is. But he looks like a duck. With Jungle Hunt, you have to start out on swinging vines. Next, you hop in the water and start fighting alligators. I usually just try to avoid them. Next, you get a bunch of boulders rolling at you and you have to jump over them or get squashed. Last up is the Voodoo Man, and he always kills me. This is tougher than the actual arcade game. Commando is a decent run-and-gun shooting game. The characters look good as well. It's definitely nowhere near the original arcade game, but for the Atari 2600, it's not bad at all. The enemies are tough. Sometimes they outnumber you, so you just have to do your best. For its time, it's one of the better looking games on the system. Definitely try to play this game if you get a chance. Ah yes, The Empire Strikes Back. My favorite Star Wars movie. The game is okay. It's like playing Defender, except you have less things to do. I put a lot of time into this game back in the day. Now I just always get shot down. It's still fun though. If I was going to do a full-on Hoth battle, it would be the one in Shadows of the Empire. But this game does have a nostalgia factor going for it. I guess you can't go wrong either way. Moon Patrol on Atari 2600 is pretty good. There's a decent amount of action, and your moon buggy is sweet. I like the fact that you can shoot straight ahead and straight up. The bad guys can get a bit sneaky, but just keep shooting and you'll be all set. Of course, the graphics aren't on par with the arcade version, but it's still impressive on the 2600. Phoenix was always a good shooting game. The enemy birds have a great animation to them. If the birds start swarming you, just try to stay out of their way. And most of all, keep moving. Once you get the flow of the game, you'll be fine. Take out as many birds as you can, and prepare yourself for a boss battle. The boss is an alien ship that you need to keep shooting in order to take down its shields. Good luck. Atlantis is very similar to Missile Command, except that it's way better. You are defending an underwater city, and instead of shooting missiles, you are trying to destroy alien ships and stop them from wrecking your city. The game will actually speed up at times. If you're able to get the timing right, you can take out the bad guys no problem. The game can get intense at times, so be careful. Keep blasting away and hope for the best. The city's fate is in your hands. Kung Fu Master is surprisingly good. It's a solid game with decent graphics. I'd put it in the same category as the Sega Master System. It's mostly just wave after wave of bad guys, but that's okay. Once you get used to the controls, it becomes easier to play. It's always fun to beat up the bad guys. This is one of the better games on the 2600. Sure, it doesn't have arcade quality graphics, but it's still a solid game. Now, where would Atari be without Berserk? This is definitely a game that's very similar to the arcade version. The look and the feel of the game is spot on. I put a ton of quarters into the arcade machine for sure. Running around shooting robots and running away from Evil Otto, there's nothing better than that. If you have an Atari 2600 or a 7800 or the Retron 77, add this game to your library immediately. Ah yes, I remember Superman. You hop into the phone booth and you pop out as Superman. Now you have to find the bridge that the bad guys blew up. Okay, so now you head over here, then we go down here, and there's the bridge. Drop the bridge, pick up the bad guy, and put him in jail. Now we go get the bridge again. Yar's Revenge was a standout game on the 2600. It even came with its own comic book. Basically, you're fighting this thing called the Quotile, or Quotile. It keeps shooting at you and you have to avoid the shots. Meanwhile, you have to knock out the Quotile's shield so you can swoop in and destroy it. It's a fairly simple game, but it can be tough. Don't let it fool you. Keep shooting and you will win. If you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post a brand new video every Friday, so click the notification bell to be notified when it goes live. Let me know what you think about the Hyperkin Retron 77 down in the comments below. Want to thank everybody for joining in today, and I'll see you in the next video.